Alright, so before we start the video, a quick update. TMB Basics clearance sale has already been live online for 6 or 7 days now. In case you haven't picked up anything from TMB Basics yet, this is probably the best time for you to do so. Flat 40% off site-wide. Go to tmbasics.com, pick yourself something that you have been wanting and transform your personal style. Alright, so money and sex, a topic that is either highly talked about or extremely neglected. Yes, it's either everybody prioritizing it and talking too much about it, or it's nobody wanting to address it for what it's truly worth. Now, I, being a men's transformation guy, often read and review these questions time and time again, and I am simply sick and tired of it. So if there is anything on this internet space that can probably end this discussion for you for once and all, if there is anything on this internet sphere that can actually answer these two questions for you for once and all, let this be that episode, let this be that video for you. Gentlemen, my name is Mayank Bhattacharya. This is Men's Essentials. Let's roll. Okay, so before I spill my wisdom and share my insights on the problem related to money and sex, you have to do me a quick favor. 1, click that like button down below, and 2, write down your honest, sincere thought in the comment section box down below. Watch the video and then write down your honest thoughts in the box down below. Why? Because it helps the YouTube algorithm, it populates the video and thus reaches this video to the absolute correct person who are in absolute desperate need. Clear? Sorted? Alright then, let's talk about money and sex. I mean, to be honest, both are two very empowering tools when used correctly, rather when used appropriately. Both of these tools can help you transform your life in every form and way possible. But chances of us using these two tools appropriately or wisely in our life is negligibly low. Because chances of us human beings ruining our life for these two aspects are actually quite high. Yes, both the biggest reasons for all the modern day problems. So let's deal them straight, let's address them how we are supposed to, as straight and as honest as possible. Let's talk about money first. Because I don't know why, but there is this stupid notion in the society that either making too much of money and being filthy rich is the fantastic way to live, or being a very social equal justice warrior is the fantastic way to live. Both of them an absolute fucking disaster. You see, if I have said it once, I'll say it one more time, and I'll probably keep saying it over and over again. Money is just a powerful tool. A tool to commerce, a tool to get you your life sorted. And just like this commercial tool, just like this monetary tool called money, sex is a very powerful psychological, emotional and a biological tool. There is nothing more to it and there is nothing crazier about it. If you are creative, intellectual, disciplined and focused, you will make money. If you know how to talk to people, if you know how to communicate, if you know how to give value, if you know some basics of social dynamics and human interaction, if you know how to actually love and express your honest emotions with someone and to someone, guess what? You will have fruitful, you will have great relationships in your life without any collar. I mean, that's how this equation of fame, fortune, finances and sex, relationships and friendships work. It directly rewards your work ethic, your discipline and your value in the market, and your honesty, sincerity and the loving life for that context. But I don't know since when and why did the society try complicating these two simple aspects so crazy much. I mean, see, the equation is so bloody simple. If you simply be disciplined for the next 10-15 years of your life, the amount of money you are going to make in these 10-15 years is going to be enough for you to retire and do anything and everything else you would ever want. Anything and everything that you would ever want. You is the key word here. Yes, if you use your intellect correctly, if you use your entrepreneurial spirit appropriately, and if you create something worth your time or worth anyone's time and valuable in the market, the amount of money you can make in mere 10 to 15 years is going to be enough to let you survive your entire life. And guess what? Once that happens, once you actually start living it, you'll stop making a big fuss about this whole financial thing. Now, the problem is we don't see it for what it's worth. We don't realize how much money do we actually honestly need to retire and live the life that we want to live. We don't know our riches, we don't know our wealth equations, we don't know our expenses, our finances according to our needs. Somebody on the TV, somebody on the media tells you that you need to make $1 million or be a crorepati. It's the reason you all want to be a crorepati. And it's not because you actually need that money, it's not because you actually want that much money to retire and live happily ever after. I mean, there's this very old concept which has now been resurfacing from the same ones. The term is called financial freedom. Yes, a system or a model where you don't have to think about making money because you have used your intellect and your physical capabilities to build a system, to make a system that can take care of your finances for your entire lifetime. Yes, it is very much possible, and yes, every human being can attain this freedom and can do something well worth their life and their time. But gentlemen, the problem isn't just about being financially independent or financially free. The problem is about the stupid human greed. Yes, the stupid human wants and needs. I mean, just because Apple released a new iPhone 15, we all must have it. Just because your friend bought a new fancy shiny car, you must have it. Just because 5,000 people in New York City, a country where the per capita income is 10 times more than the world's average per capita, if 5,000 people there are making $1 million, we all must strive to make $1 million in the making. Why? We don't have any accounts for it, we don't have any hisab for it, but we just want to do it because the world wants us to do it. That's the stupid societal norm we are stuck in. That's the stupid societal norm we are living in. Very relevant, very stupid, very toxic, and very, very self-sabotaging. I mean, just because some stupid entrepreneur on the YouTube talked about how do you be a crorepati, now you all want the crorepati tag to be a part of your identity. Willingly or unwillingly, you start criticizing yourself, you start cursing yourself, and you start to look down on yourself just because you are not living the traditional media life according to their financial needs. You see, this is the problem with money. A very empowering tool, a very, very effective tool used against you to screw up your own goddamn life. Because see, money is never a problem. Money is never a problem as long as you genuinely need it. It very soon starts becoming a problem once you start greeding it. And gentlemen, there always can be a stop, there always can be a fine line between a want and a need. A need is the basic need, but the list of wants never stop, and it'll always keep growing as long as you don't put a chain on yourself and stop getting influenced from stupid mediocrity. Now sadly, in today's day and age, with the current influence and the hip-hop car culture, everyone wants to drive a Ferrari and everyone wants to live in the New York City mansion. That's not how life in general is supposed to be. Nobody, I mean honestly, nobody truly knows what they really want. Nobody truly knows what they are really very passionate, what they are really very excited to live this life about. But they all want to chase this stupid dream that they are being sold on Instagram, YouTube, or every other piece of media that they could ever see. Everyone is wanting more. No, not more of life, not more of happiness, but more of everything else that they don't currently have, that they can't control, that they don't own, and what this material world has in mind. Gentlemen, if you really want to be happy, if you really want to kickstart your transformation, if you really want to transform yourself inside out, you have to start living life outside the material means. We have to start using the word money for its absolute true essence, for its absolute true freedom, and not because we all are wanting to be greedy and we all are wanting to not end our want list and wish list ever in our life. Gentlemen, the essence of money or the essence of currency is very simple. It is just there to enable the globe as a free open market to trade and share values and make this a better place to live. That's the essence, that's the beauty of currency and the money in the world that we live in. But I don't know since when did human beings become so complicated and tried screwing things over for their own sanity and happiness. The very same concept, the very same logic applies to sex as well. Gentlemen, sex is just as simple, just as honest, and just as rudimentary as water, food, and money. Just like the way you need currency and money to live and support your finances, you need sex to support your psychology, your biology, and your physical needs. Yes, it's just that simple. But I don't know when did the society become so prude that they thought and the idea of sex became this thing that we needed to hide it under the carpet and never talk about it, never address it, and never take it for what it was truly worth. Gentlemen, just like we can't ignore water, air, food, and shelter, we cannot ignore the importance and the basics of sex. If you look at this country's history, there are many temples and there are many other scriptures and manuscripts where we've actually talked about the whole concept of sex and how it is one of the most fundamentals of human life. But we choose to be this weird species of people who think this isn't the way it should be, this isn't the way the life is meant to be, we should not talk about it, we should not address it, and then the society has 1,000 different problems associated to it. This needs to stop. We need to start addressing sex for what it's worth, for its true face value, and not hide it under the carpet or just run away from the topic to discuss it at all. Of course, it's not the ultimate goal of life. Of course, reproduction and orgasm is not the ultimate goal of human life. Just like money and finances and being rich is not the ultimate goal of a human life. We are sent in this world to do crazy new things. But to do any such crazy things, we need to first start working on ourselves. To transform the world and the society where we live in, we have to first start with transforming ourselves. There is so much more to learn. There is so much more to explore in this human life. And we'll be only able to do so, we'll be only able to experience such great things in our life once we start addressing these surface level things for what they are truly worth, be it money, sex, or anything else that there is. So let's just not overcomplicate or sensationalize this topic of money and sex. Let's just stop chasing the typical financial norms that the society tells us to do, and let's just stop chasing the stupid mainstream media bullshit that they try to sell us on sex. If you are able to watch this video, if you are able to learn from it, or if you are able to hear the audio coming out from your PC or your mobile, chances are you can do something great or make something of great value which can actually help the market and can make you a lot of money for it. If you are able to socialize on Twitter and Instagram, then chances are you'll be able to do the same once you keep your phone away and step out and talk to people in the real world. So to recap and to rephrase, money is just a tool to provide value and help people's life. The more people you help, the more value you provide, the more money you make, and the more financially well off you be. Sex is just as basic and vital as food, air, water, and the sun and sky. The more honestly you treat it, the more straightforward you are with it, the more simpler you keep your opinions and thoughts about it, the easier it will be for you to interact, express yourself, feel comfortable in your skin, and thus live a life that is a whole lot more than these basic surface level things. Stop wasting time on what the mainstream media sells you, gentlemen, be it from financial successes, the BMWs, the Mercedes, or the glamorized pornography or stupid sex. I mean, it is a beautiful, serene part of life. It is a very beautiful psychological, emotional, biological aspect of life. We must treat it, we must appreciate it, and we must enjoy it like so. Money is a great tool to find an economic balance throughout the world. We must address it and we must treat it like so. Now, if you do want to transform yourself from the finances and from your sexual oppressions, then I would recommend you watch a few more videos related to your social, sexual freedom and financial transformations. We have a few videos on the channel. There are many good channels on YouTube that do make videos on this topic. But don't try to make these two topics the ultimate goal of life, these two elements the ultimate end goal of your life. That's the stupidest and the most dogmatic, regressive way to live life. Because this life is not just about the amount of dollars you made or the number of girls you slept with. There is so much more to it. And I want you to live it and experience it and have a full-fledged fun doing it. Anyway, until next time, thanks a lot for watching. My name is Mayank Bhattacharya. This is Men's Essentials. In case you haven't, site-wide discount on TMB Basics at tmbasics.com. I'll see you in the next one. Jai Hind. Take care. Bye.
It was an amazing experience, first being a speaker and also being an audience, because today I had a different perspective of how men think, how men's transformations happen. So as a speaker part, I had my part to speak, but as an audience I got to learn different perceptions and different agendas of personal transformation for men. So yeah, it's a great experience.
It all was amazing. Like, it was one of the best experience I was having. Like, I never attended a show like this, but so I think that it is like one of the best experience I had.
It was one of the most amazing experience I have had till date from any boot camp or like any conference, because we get to interact with Mayank one-on-one, and I could, like in other boot camps, like the people are way too much, but in here there were a selected people, few people present. So Mayank and all the other speakers like who were there, they were able to give one-on-one attention and were able to like address our questions directly. So for that, the experience was amazing.
Honestly speaking, this is something which all of the people should really try out at least once in their life.
I have learned so many new things, like I couldn't count on my fingers. 10 fingers कम पड़ जाएंगे, इतना चीज़ सीखा है यहाँ पे. But I actually loved, the experience was really amazing.
But secondly, you know, this is something that has a social cause as well. He's doing something to help out people, help out young guys who don't really have a direction in their life. That's something I really missed out on when, you know, me and Mayank were their age. We never had anyone who was right there to guide us as a mentor, or probably just give us that push in the right direction. I'm really happy for that fact.
I got lessons on self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem, and much more on psychology.
I've noticed that quite a few of my friends require what Mayank was talking about right now in this Evolve, the very first Evolve. They require that teaching, and that will transform them into better gentlemen.
It was a great experience. I got to learn about new things. I got a new experience. I made new friends. I interacted with new people. So little bit as 0.1% I have grown for the self-confidence for myself.
Because you get to learn much more about how to evolve in your life.
Evolve is for all. We had a great experience with each other.
Best experience I ever had.
I can't explain, it was just amazing.
And I recommend all men, if they really want their transformation, this is the place for you.
Exceptional.